Have you ever felt the weight of a world that measures your worth by something you might never have? A world that whispers, often without even realizing it, that your life is incomplete, your value diminished, because you haven't given birth, because you haven't fulfilled a role someone else decided was essential. It starts quietly, almost imperceptibly. A question from a family member, a passing comment from a friend, a glance that carries judgment, and suddenly the room feels smaller, the air heavier. You begin to wonder if your laughter, your achievements, your kindness, even your very existence is somehow insufficient. It's not just the words, they sting, but they are temporary. What cuts deeper is the unspoken message underneath, the assumption that your identity, your purpose, is tied to something biological, something you might have no control over. Every conversation, every interaction begins to carry an invisible weight, pressing down on your chest. You smile, you nod, you hide the ripple of hurt, and yet inside, the question keeps gnawing, am I truly enough? Society does not wait for permission to define you. It does not pause to see the depths of your heart, the struggles you endure, the battles fought silently. Instead, it paints a picture of what a complete life should look like and expects you to fit inside it. You watch others move through milestones, celebrate their joys, and you wonder if the world will ever see the value in your story. The mirror becomes cruel. The reflection staring back is filtered through judgment, expectation, and an impossible standard. It whispers that perhaps your dreams, your ambitions, your very existence are incomplete. And yet, there is something that society cannot touch, something it cannot define. There is a quiet, defiant part of you that refuses to shrink in the face of judgment. It flickers first as a tiny ember, almost drowned by the pressure, almost extinguished by years of subtle, relentless insistence that you are less than. That ember is your truth. Your worth is not a checklist written by someone else. It is not measured by what you can give or what you lack. It is an unshakable, silent force that exists simply because you exist. Think about the countless moments you've carried this weight alone, the nights when your thoughts spun endlessly around what society expects versus what you actually feel. The exhaustion of trying to meet invisible standards, of answering questions you did not ask to be asked. The tears no one sees, the sighs in empty rooms, the ache that settles deep in your chest as if it knows your struggle better than anyone else. You've endured far more than anyone realizes, and every bit of that endurance is proof of resilience, proof that your life is your own, not theirs. The irony is sharp. While the world measures life by children, milestones, and visible proof of success, it overlooks the strength it takes to live authentically when every expectation is against you. The courage in waking up each day, carrying the silence, the judgment, and still choosing to live fully. The bravery in loving yourself even when whispers suggest you cannot. That courage is not small, it is monumental. It is life itself refusing to be diminished. And here's the truth, the world can continue to define, to judge, to assign worth based on what it considers essential. But those definitions do not have to stick. They cannot touch the part of you that is sacred, that is complete on its own terms. You do not have to prove yourself to anyone. Every breath you take, every choice you make, every smile you share is evidence of your depth, your beauty, your value. This is not consolation, it is revelation. Your life carries meaning far beyond the narrow confines of expectation. So, as you sit with that weight, as you feel the pressure of eyes, voices, and traditions insisting you are less, remember this, there is a place beyond judgment, beyond measure, beyond the questions that sting like knives. That place is not distant, it lives within you. It is the recognition that you are enough. Not because someone said so, not because society allowed it, but because the essence of who you are has always been complete, always been whole, always been yours. And in claiming that, in holding it close, you begin to breathe differently, to move differently, to live as though the world's definition no longer matters. And in that quiet rebellion, you discover freedom, power, and a life that is unapologetically, undeniably your own. You have carried the quiet burden long enough. Every glance that questioned you, every comment that cut deeper than words, has been a shadow over your life. It's easy to believe that these shadows are truth, that they define who you are. But truth does not live in the opinions of others. Truth lives in your heart, in the choices you make, in the moments when you refuse to let judgment dictate your path. Those moments are the ones that matter. They are the sparks that can ignite a fire so fierce it burns through every expectation that was ever placed on you. Feel the weight of every time you bent to the world's idea of worth. Feel it and then release it. You do not owe anyone an explanation. You do not need their approval, their validation, or their understanding. Each second spent trying to fit into a mold that was never meant for you is time stolen from your own growth, from your own joy. The world has tried to teach you that fulfillment comes from meeting certain milestones, but fulfillment is a personal currency, earned in silence, in courage, in the relentless pursuit of your own truth. Every heartbeat you've ignored, every whisper of desire buried beneath the noise of expectation, it is all evidence that you have been living under a lie. A lie that says your value depends on what you can create or produce, on what society deems necessary. And yet, the life that pulses within you, the dreams that stir when no one is watching, they are proof of your power. They are proof that your existence cannot be measured, cannot be constrained, cannot be diminished. You are alive, fully alive, in a world that often overlooks that fact. The struggle is not just external, the struggle lives inside you too. That quiet voice that questions your worth, that doubts your capacity to be enough. It is relentless, and it is relentless because it knows the stakes. It knows that if you embrace your own value, if you truly claim your life as your own, everything that relies on your submission to expectation will crumble, and that is terrifying. The fear that grips you is proof that you are on the edge of something transformative, something seismic. It is the signal that you are ready to stop living by rules that were never yours. Every tear shed, every sleepless night, every moment of self-recrimination. These are not signs of weakness. They are proof of your depth, proof that you feel, proof that you care enough to seek more, to demand more from yourself and from the life you are capable of living. Those moments are the foundation of strength, forged in fire, polished by persistence, and they are yours. Not society's, not theirs, yours. You have been told implicitly or openly that your story is incomplete, that without certain markers, you are less. That the love you give, the kindness you share, the victories you claim are somehow secondary. That voice is a thief. It steals the recognition of your own significance. It robs you of the understanding that your life, in its fullness, is already remarkable. And the world cannot define what you have always known, that your existence carries meaning, regardless of anyone else's standards. And now, there is a choice that is sharper than any judgment, heavier than any expectation. To continue bending beneath the weight or to rise, to continue letting society script the narrative of your worth, or to take the pen into your own hands. The act of reclaiming your life is urgent because time does not pause. Each day surrendered to someone else's definition of you is a day lost. Each moment you allow the whispers to dictate your value is a moment wasted. And yet, each moment you claim for yourself, each time you stand firm in your own truth, it multiplies into something unstoppable. Imagine living without the weight, without the silent chains of expectation. Imagine moving through life untethered by the need to prove, to justify, to meet invisible standards. Imagine feeling a power so steady it cannot be shaken by words, by glances, by opinions. That power exists inside you now, ready to be claimed. It has always existed. The act of embracing it is not gentle. It requires confronting fear, confronting judgment, confronting the long-standing belief that your worth could ever depend on anyone but yourself. This is your moment, the moment when the quiet ember within becomes a flame that cannot be ignored. It demands action. It demands presence. It demands the recognition that you are enough completely and fully as you are. And in that recognition, in that decisive claim of your own life, you begin to live differently. You breathe differently. You walk differently. You exist differently. Society may still speak, may still judge, may still define, but it no longer holds power over you. You have stepped beyond its reach, into the place where your life is yours, unbound, unbroken, unstoppable. There is a clarity in claiming your own life that cannot be overstated. Every expectation you shed, every label you discard, sharpens your vision. Suddenly, the noise fades, the pressure loosens, and you can hear the truth that has always been there beneath it all. Your worth is inherent. It has never depended on anyone's approval, on anyone's timeline, or on anyone's idea of what a complete life should look like. The realization is liberating, but it is also demanding. It asks for courage that can feel heavier than the world itself. It asks for persistence when the easier path has always been to comply, to silence your voice, to shrink. This is where most people stop. They hear the truth and want it, but they hesitate. The pull of old habits, the weight of ingrained expectations, the fear of judgment, it all conspires to keep you small. And yet, the choice is not theoretical. It is urgent. Every day spent bending to expectations you never agreed to is a day surrendered, a day that cannot be reclaimed. Every moment spent believing that your value must be proven is a moment lost to doubt, to fear, to a life that is not fully yours. You feel it, the itch, the tension, the restlessness inside, because you know deep down that life is meant to be claimed, not borrowed from the imagination of others. The stakes are high because the world is relentless. Voices will always speak, opinions will always press, traditions will always weigh. But what they cannot do is enter the space within you that holds your truth. That space is sacred. That space is fierce. It is a territory no one can invade unless you allow it, and allowing it means choosing each moment to reject the definitions imposed on you. It means looking at the pressure, at the expectation, and saying, "This is not my measure. This is not my story." That declaration is not quiet. It reverberates in every decision, every action, every thought. It is an unstoppable force once released. You have been tempered in fire. Every doubt, every tear, every silent moment of questioning has forged resilience you may not even recognize yet. That resilience is not passive. It is not a gentle strength. It is a roar contained within a heart that refuses to be diminished. It is the power to confront every judgment and stand unshaken. It is the power to turn society's definitions into nothing more than noise in the background of a life fully lived. And it is yours now, waiting, ready, demanding recognition. Imagine walking through life free from the invisible chains of expectation. Imagine every choice being yours, every victory yours, every moment of peace untainted by the judgment of others. That freedom is not hypothetical. It is available now in this very moment if you take it. It begins with the smallest acts, refusing to apologize for existing, refusing to let questions pierce your confidence, refusing to let comments dictate your self-worth. Each act compounds, building momentum, until the life you have always deserved becomes visible, tangible, undeniable. There is urgency here, because life moves forward regardless. Time does not pause while you wait for approval. It does not slow while you wrestle with what you should be. Every moment you hesitate, every second you let expectation weigh, it chips away at the life that is waiting for you. The cost of delay is high. And yet, the reward of claiming your power is higher. It is freedom, it is clarity, it is a peace so deep it hums through every cell of your body. It is a life lived on your terms, guided by nothing but your own truth. The shift begins internally. You must see yourself differently, feel yourself differently, speak to yourself differently. You must recognize that the value assigned to you by others was never real. It was a shadow, a story written by voices outside your soul, and now you have the chance to write your own story, to define your worth not by what is expected, but by what is real, by what is enduring, by what is yours. Every choice you make now, every moment you claim, every boundary you set, is a declaration that your life cannot be measured, that your existence cannot be diminished, that your worth cannot be stolen. The fire inside you, the ember that refused to be snuffed out, is ready to blaze. Let it roar, let it consume the false definitions and illuminate the truth. You are enough, you have always been enough. And living as such is not optional, it is urgent. It is the only way to truly breathe, to truly move, to truly be. Do not underestimate this moment. Do not dismiss it as ordinary or easy or quiet. It is the pivot, the turn, the breakthrough, the point at which the life you were told you could not have becomes the life you will now claim, and the world, with all its expectations and definitions, can only watch as you step fully into yourself, unbound, unapologetic, unstoppable. This is not a wish. This is not a promise from anyone but yourself. This is reality waiting for your courage to meet it. Every moment you hesitate, the world tries to reclaim you, to remind you of every expectation you've been conditioned to carry. It whispers, subtly at first, then loudly, that you are incomplete, that you are lacking, that your life must fit a script written by someone else. The pressure is relentless. It claws at your confidence, it rattles your mind, it seeks to convince you that claiming your power is impossible. And yet the truth is sharper than any criticism, louder than any voice of doubt. You are not incomplete. You are not lacking. Your worth has never depended on compliance, on reproduction, on the approval of anyone outside your own heart. That truth, once embraced, becomes unstoppable. You have been living under borrowed definitions for too long. Every milestone celebrated by others, every question that pierces your soul, every assumption that your value is conditional. It all tried to shape you, to shrink you, to silence you. And somewhere along the way, you may have doubted yourself, believing the world's story was stronger than your own. But the ember inside you, the one that has survived the weight of judgment, is still glowing. That ember is defiance, it is courage. It is the first spark of liberation, and it is waiting for you to feed it, to fan it into an inferno that no expectation can extinguish. The fire you carry is not a quiet one. It demands recognition. It refuses to bow. It will not settle for half-hearted compliance. It is the part of you that knows your value, even when everyone else denies it. It is the part of you that insists on living fully, on loving fully, on creating a life defined not by standards imposed, but by the truth within your own soul. That fire can illuminate every shadow cast by doubt, every corner of fear, every chain of judgment. It can make you unstoppable, not because the world changes, but because you do. The challenge is real. The world will resist. The voices will persist. The traditions, the expectations, the casual cruelty of passing comments, they are persistent. They are loud. They are designed to make you question, to make you second-guess, to make you shrink, and the stakes are high. Every moment spent bending, every second surrendered to the idea that you are not enough, costs more than you realize. It steals clarity, steals confidence, steals the quiet power of a life lived fully on your own terms. But every moment you resist, every boundary you set, every declaration of your truth compounds into unstoppable momentum. You must see it. You must feel it. The life you have been told you cannot have is not hidden. It is within reach. It is waiting for the courage you have carried in silence, for the resilience that has grown in darkness, for the refusal to let anyone define you. That life demands action. It demands that you claim it boldly, unapologetically, without hesitation. Each small step, each refusal to conform, each act of self-recognition builds the architecture of freedom. Freedom that is not theoretical. Freedom that is visceral, palpable, transformative. You have endured so much, yet you are stronger than the world acknowledges. The world's definitions crumble when faced with the certainty of your truth. It cannot take from you what is inherent, what is already yours. Your existence, your courage, your choices. They are beyond measure. They are beyond judgment. And the more you claim them, the more your presence shifts everything around you. Every glance of doubt is neutralized. Every whispered assumption is exposed as empty. The fire inside becomes a beacon, a force that cannot be ignored. Now is the moment to act. Not later, not someday, not when conditions feel perfect. Now, every hesitation reinforces the old story. Every delay allows the weight of expectation to linger. Every pause lets doubt take root. But action, even the smallest act of refusal, begins a chain reaction. It transforms silence into voice, fear into courage, judgment into irrelevance. It turns your life into a testament, not to the standards of others, but to the undeniable power within yourself. Imagine the life you could lead if you never again measured yourself by anyone's rules. Every choice made freely, every day lived fully, every achievement celebrated without apology. Every smile, every joy, every moment of peace untouched by expectation. That life is not a fantasy. It is real. It is yours. It exists wherever you claim it, wherever you refuse to let society's limitations dictate your path. The weight of borrowed definitions ends when you decide it ends. The chains of judgment break when you refuse to hold them. The story that has been written over your life by voices that never understood you loses power when you write your own. You are capable, you are enough, and the life waiting for you is vast, luminous, and unstoppable. Every step toward it is a declaration, every breath a victory, every moment a triumph over the false limits that have tried to contain you. Claim it. Live it, and let nothing, no one, ever make you doubt it again. You are standing at the edge of something extraordinary. Every layer of doubt you've carried, every expectation you've absorbed from a world that does not understand, has brought you here. And now, it demands a choice. The choice is not small. It is the difference between continuing to live beneath someone else's measure or stepping fully into the life that is rightfully yours. Every second you hesitate, the old voices creep back, whispering that you are not enough, that you must shrink, that your presence must be smaller. But those voices are shadows. They have no power unless you allow them to. Feel the fire inside you. It has been building, fueled by years of resilience, by moments of quiet defiance, by the simple act of surviving in a world that constantly tells you that your life is less. That fire is your truth. It is your courage. It is the part of you that refuses to be redefined by others. It will not let you shrink. It will not accept compromise. It will not allow you to forget that you are more than the sum of anyone else's expectations. That fire is your key. It is the spark that can ignite a life lived fully, boldly, unconditionally. The world will push back. The whispers will persist. The judgments will continue. The comparisons will not stop. They are designed to test you, to see if you are willing to claim your own path, to see if you will dare to be fully yourself. And that is precisely why your response must be fierce. Every time you choose your own truth, every time you refuse to let someone else define your worth, you are rewriting the rules of your life. You are asserting control over the one thing that has always belonged solely to you, your identity. The urgency is real because time does not wait. Every day spent bending to expectation, every hour lost to doubt, is a day surrendered to a life that is not yours. The cost of hesitation is high. It is measured not in money or status, but in something far more valuable, your freedom, your peace, your joy. And every moment you step into your own power, every time you claim your worth despite the noise, you are investing in something infinitely more rewarding, a life unbound, unshakable, unstoppable. Do not underestimate the magnitude of small actions. Each refusal to apologize for your existence chips away at the walls that society has built around you. Each time you embrace your truth, you are taking back a piece of your life that was never theirs to take. The cumulative power of these choices is immense. It builds momentum, and soon, the weight of expectation that once seemed unbearable becomes irrelevant, like a shadow shrinking under the light of your own certainty. You have endured storms, fought silent battles, and carried burdens that others cannot see. That endurance has not been wasted. It has prepared you for this moment. It has sharpened your awareness, strengthened your resolve, and proven that you have what it takes to rise above any constraint. Your past struggles are not scars to hide. They are proof of strength, proof that you can survive, endure, and transcend. They are the foundation for the unstoppable life waiting for you. Picture a life unshackled, every choice made freely, every day lived without apology, every achievement celebrated for what it is, not for how it measures against others. Imagine the peace of no longer answering to someone else's standards, the exhilaration of finally existing without permission, the joy of walking through the world with the certainty that your value is inherent, undeniable, complete. That life is not a dream, it is not a fantasy. It is within reach, waiting for the moment you seize it. The call is urgent. It is louder than any external voice because it comes from the deepest part of you. It asks you to step forward, to act decisively, to embrace your power. Every hesitation strengthens the old narratives. Every delay allows the weight of expectation to persist. But action, even the smallest step, is transformative. It turns fear into courage, doubt into certainty, oppression into liberation. It begins a chain reaction that cannot be reversed. You have the power to define yourself. You have the power to claim a life that no one else can touch. You have the strength to turn every judgment into nothing more than background noise, every assumption into irrelevance. The ember inside you, that quiet defiance that has survived every test, is ready to blaze into a fire that illuminates every shadow, burns away every false limit, and reveals the truth that has always been yours. You are complete, you are whole, and you are unstoppable. Do not wait for permission. Do not wait for understanding. Do not wait for the world to acknowledge your value. Step into it now. Claim it. Live it. Let the life that has always been yours unfold with power, clarity, and freedom. The moment is here, the choice is yours, and the fire within you is waiting. Let it roar. Every breath you take carries the potential for rebellion, for liberation, for reclaiming what has always been yours. You have been weighed down, questioned, and defined by voices that do not know the depth of your heart. Those voices, once so loud, can now be reduced to whispers, powerless against the force you are about to unleash. The life you deserve does not ask permission. It does not wait for validation. It does not require anyone else to approve. It demands only one thing, that you recognize the power you have been carrying quietly, relentlessly, all along. The fire inside you has been growing, fed by every hardship, every sleepless night, every moment of silent endurance. It is no longer a flicker, it is a blaze, and that blaze is dangerous to the old definitions, the outdated expectations, the assumptions that your worth could ever be dictated by someone else. It consumes fear, it incinerates doubt, and it illuminates the path to a life that is fully unapologetically yours. You are no longer a passenger in someone else's story. You are the author, the architect, the force that sets the rules and defines the measures of your own existence. Feel the intensity of this moment. Every second you delay, the past tries to pull you back, reminding you of every should that has ever been imposed on you. It whispers that stepping fully into your truth is risky, that the world will not understand, that you may falter. But that risk is an illusion. The only danger is remaining small, remaining tethered to expectations that never belonged to you. The only true peril is surrendering the life that has been waiting, quiet and patient, for your courage to arrive. Every step you take toward claiming it is a victory, a declaration, a refusal to accept anything less than your inherent worth. You have survived battles unseen, endured pain unspoken, and carried weight that few could comprehend. That endurance has not been in vain. It has prepared you for this moment, sharpened your instincts, and proven that you are stronger than any voice that tries to diminish you. The strength within you is not theoretical, it is visceral, undeniable, unstoppable. It is the same strength that will allow you to walk through life without bowing to judgment, without shrinking under scrutiny, without allowing anyone to decide the limits of your existence. The urgency is now. Time is relentless. Every day that passes without you stepping fully into your power reinforces the chains you are capable of breaking. Every hesitation deepens the shadows that have haunted you. And yet, with each decisive choice, each act of self-recognition, you are dismantling those chains, reclaiming space that has always been yours, creating a momentum that cannot be stopped. The life you have been told is impossible is waiting, but it cannot wait forever. It demands action, presence, and the courage to step beyond fear. Do not underestimate the force within you. The ember of defiance you have nurtured is capable of igniting transformation. It can turn shame into power, silence into voice, doubt into clarity. It can take every expectation, every judgment, every imposed limitation, and render it meaningless. The power to define your own life is not a distant dream. It is here, alive within you, waiting for you to claim it, demanding that you step forward without hesitation. Picture the freedom that comes with living untethered. Every choice is yours. Every success is celebrated because it is yours, not because it matches someone else's standard. Every smile, every victory, every quiet moment of peace is untouchable, untouched by expectation, defined solely by your own truth. That life is not a fantasy. It is real, tangible, and accessible if you are willing to seize it. The door has always been open. The key has always been in your hand. This is the moment to act with ferocity. Each decision, each refusal to comply, each affirmation of your worth compounds into a force unstoppable by judgment, criticism, or tradition. Every ounce of courage you summon now sets a precedent. Every claim of your life is proof that you will no longer be measured by anyone but yourself. The world may resist, it may challenge, it may attempt to pull you back, but your truth is immovable. Your power is undeniable. Step fully into it. Claim your existence with the certainty that you are enough, that your value is inherent, that your life is yours and yours alone. Let every fear burn away in the heat of your defiance. Let every shadow fade in the light of your resolve. You are not waiting for permission. You are not seeking validation. You are not asking for acceptance. You are living, fully, bravely, unapologetically, and the life you have been denied by expectation is finally yours. Now is the time to rise. Now is the moment to refuse anything less than your complete, unshakable truth. Now is the instant when you step into a life untouchable, unstoppable, undeniable. Claim it, own it, live it, and let the world witness the force of a soul that will never again be measured by anyone's standard but its own. The world has spent a lifetime trying to tell you who you are, what you should be, how you should live. Every expectation, every assumption, every judgment has been stacked against you, heavy and insistent, trying to crush the truth of your existence. And yet, here you are, still standing, still breathing, still carrying a fire that refuses to die. That fire is not a small thing. It is not casual. It is proof that you have survived, endured, and grown stronger than anyone expected. It is proof that the life waiting for you is already within your grasp, waiting for the courage to claim it. Feel it now, the weight of every imposed limit, the suffocating pressure of other people's standards. Let it sink in, let it rise, let it ignite the part of you that has been silent for too long. That silence was never weakness, it was preparation. It was the quiet patience of a soul gathering strength, of a spirit building the resilience necessary to resist, to fight, to claim. And that time has come. The fire within you cannot be denied, ignored, or diminished any longer. It is ready to blaze, to illuminate the truth of your worth, to shatter every false definition imposed upon you. The intensity of your struggle is your power. Every moment you felt unseen, unheard, unrecognized, every time your value was questioned because of circumstances beyond your control, all of it has been refining you, shaping you, forging a strength so potent that no criticism, no expectation, no judgment can touch it. You are no longer a passive player in a life dictated by others. You are the author of your own existence, the architect of your own meaning, the force that determines what your story will be. The stakes are immediate, undeniable. Every second you hesitate, the chains of expectation tighten. Every moment you defer to someone else's measure, you risk losing clarity, freedom, and the momentum that comes from embracing your own truth. The cost is high, but the reward, your reward, is immeasurable. It is the life you were always meant to live, unbound, fearless, unapologetic, and fully your own. That life is within reach. It is demanding, relentless, waiting for nothing but the courage to step forward and claim it. You have the power to turn every whisper of judgment into nothing, every glance that questions you into irrelevance, every assumption about your worth into an echo drowned by your certainty. That power has always existed. It lives in your choices, in your refusal to bow, in the steady, persistent assertion that your life cannot be defined by anyone else. That power is now urgent. It is calling you to act, to rise, to step fully into the existence you deserve. The world will resist. Expect it. But resistance is fuel. It sharpens your edge. It confirms that you are on the right path, because anything worth claiming is always challenged. Imagine a life where every measure is your own, where every day is built on decisions made freely, every success celebrated without apology. Imagine the peace of knowing that your worth cannot be stolen, diminished, or questioned by anyone. Imagine moving through the world untethered, unstoppable, fully present in a life defined by your own truth. That life is real. It exists here and now, waiting for your willingness to step forward, to abandon hesitation, to embrace what has always been yours. Every act of courage compounds. Every refusal to comply, every decision to honor your truth, every boundary set against judgment builds momentum, unstoppable momentum, until the weight of expectation that once held you down is irrelevant. You are no longer measured by the opinions of others. You are measured by the strength, integrity, and courage of your own choices. And that is power unlike any other. The moment is urgent. The fire inside you cannot wait. Every second spent doubting, hesitating, or shrinking reinforces a life that is less than yours. Every second spent embracing your power amplifies it, until the force of your existence becomes undeniable, untouchable, unstoppable. This is the point where the life you have been told you cannot have finally becomes the life you claim as your own. Rise now. Claim your power without apology. Let the fire within you roar. Let every expectation, every judgment, every false definition burn away in its heat. Step fully into the life that has been waiting for you, unbound, unshakable, and unstoppable. Your worth is not negotiable. Your life is not optional. Your truth is undeniable. And in claiming it, you finally become unstoppable in a world that never expected you to rise. The weight of expectation has been relentless, pressing down on you, shaping the way you move, the way you breathe, the way you exist. For years, you've measured yourself against standards that were never yours to meet. You've carried the subtle, unspoken message that without certain markers, without fitting into a mold, your life is incomplete. You've felt it in glances, in whispers, in the invisible walls built around you. And yet, here you are, alive, aware, unbroken. That awareness is not weakness. It is the precursor to power. It is the recognition that the world's definitions have no claim over the life that beats within you. That life, the one that has always existed beneath the weight, waiting, silent, patient, is calling. It demands that you stop negotiating your worth. It demands that you stop apologizing for simply being. It demands that you step fully into your own authority, your own truth, your own identity. This is not theoretical. This is not a gentle suggestion. It is urgent, relentless, immediate. Every moment you defer, every second you let doubt linger, is a moment surrendered to a narrative that was never yours. The stakes are not small. They are everything. Your freedom, your peace, your ability to live fully hinge on the choices you make now. Inside you is a force refined by every trial, every tear, every night spent questioning your place in the world. That force is courage, quiet but unyielding. It does not ask for permission. It does not negotiate. It simply demands that you honor it. Every time you bend to expectation, you dim it. Every time you bow to judgment, you weaken it. But every choice to assert your truth, every refusal to be constrained, every embrace of your inherent worth strengthens it until it becomes unstoppable, undeniable, uncontainable. It is the engine of transformation, the spark that ignites a life previously considered impossible. The world will resist. That is inevitable. Expect it. Every voice that once questioned your value, every assumption that tried to define you, every tradition that dictated what your life should look like, they will not vanish quietly. They will attempt to pull you back, to remind you of old measures. And that resistance is exactly why action is urgent. Resistance is proof that you are on the right path, that the life you are claiming matters. The fear, the tension, the pressure, it is all evidence that the transformation is real. It is calling you to rise, to act, to refuse compliance once and for all. Imagine what it would feel like to move through life untethered, to make every choice based on your truth, to celebrate every achievement for its own sake, to experience peace that is untouched by judgment, joy that is unfiltered by expectation, that life is not a fantasy, it is real. It exists in the moment you claim it. Every small act of courage compounds into something vast, something unstoppable. Every refusal to shrink, every boundary set, every assertion of your worth pushes the world's limitations aside until they no longer matter. Your endurance has not been wasted. Every struggle, every moment of doubt, every tear, every silent act of defiance has been preparing you for this. The strength within you is not fragile. It is forged, refined, unshakable. It is your weapon, your shield. It is what allows you to exist fully, fearlessly, without apology. Every time you act from this strength, you rewrite the narrative. You change the rules. You redefine what is possible. And nothing can take that from you. The moment for hesitation has passed. Every delay allows the old narrative to tighten its grip. Every pause reinforces the belief that your life is not your own. And yet, action, even the smallest step toward your truth, fractures that illusion. It transforms fear into confidence, doubt into certainty, limitation into freedom. It is the chain reaction that turns survival into triumph, endurance into victory, potential into reality. You have the power to be unstoppable. You have the capacity to turn every judgment into irrelevance, every expectation into background noise, every doubt into fuel for action. The ember inside you is no longer enough. It is ready to become a fire. That fire will illuminate every shadow, burn away every false definition, and make visible the life that has always been yours. Step into it fully. Step without hesitation. Step into the freedom, the clarity, the unshakable certainty that your worth is inherent, your life is yours, and nothing can diminish it. The time is now. The choice is yours. The force within you is ready. Claim it, live it. Let the fire roar, and let the world witness a life finally unbound, unstoppable, undeniable. Every expectation placed on you, every judgment whispered or shouted, has tried to cage you. It has tried to shape you, to tell you who you should be, how you should exist, what milestones would make your life valid. And yet, you are here, still breathing, still resisting, still alive in the truth that no one can take from you. That truth is simple, but it carries immense power. Your worth is not assigned by anyone else. It cannot be measured by someone else's standards. It is inherent. It is absolute. And now more than ever, it demands recognition. The life that has been waiting quietly for you is impatient. It is calling you to act, to rise, to break free from every imposed definition. Every moment spent hesitating, wondering if you are enough, is a moment that strengthens the weight of expectation. It keeps you tethered to a narrative that was never yours. But with every decision to step into your truth, every choice to honor your own value, that narrative loses its grip. You are stronger than you realize. The courage you have carried silently, the resilience you have nurtured quietly, is ready to erupt. It is ready to redefine your existence. Feel the urgency. Time moves without pause. Every day you allow others to define you is a day lost to life unlived. Every second you shrink under scrutiny, every choice you defer to expectation, reinforces a cage that can be broken only by decisive action. And action is not optional. It is the fulcrum on which your freedom balances. One choice, one refusal, one act of claiming yourself fully, that is all it takes to set the chain reaction in motion, to dismantle the walls built by judgment and expectation, to reveal a life unbound and unstoppable. Your fire has been simmering beneath the surface for years. Every hardship, every tear, every silent moment of questioning has fed it. It is no longer small. It is not quiet. It is a force that can illuminate every shadow of doubt, consume every false limitation, and leave only the truth of your power. That fire cannot be negotiated with, tamed, or ignored. It demands recognition. It demands action. It demands that you refuse to shrink, refuse to apologize, refuse to allow anyone else to measure your worth. The world will resist. Expect it. Every voice that has ever questioned you, every assumption about what you lack, every standard imposed on your life, it will not vanish quietly. Resistance is proof that you are claiming territory that has always belonged to you. Resistance is the signal that transformation is happening. Your task is to respond with equal intensity, with unflinching courage, with relentless assertion of your truth. Do not step back. Do not relent. Step forward. Claim what is yours. Imagine moving through life untethered. Every choice made on your own terms, every achievement celebrated because it is yours, not because it measures up to someone else's standard. Every moment of joy, every smile, every success untouchable by expectation, uncolored by judgment. That life is not theoretical. It exists in the exact moment you decide to step fully into it. It is real. It is tangible. It is waiting, but it cannot wait forever. It requires your courage now. Every act of defiance, every refusal to conform, every decision to honor your own truth compounds. It builds momentum. It strengthens the fire inside. It renders every judgment meaningless, every expectation irrelevant, every limit imposed by others powerless. The life you claim becomes visible, undeniable, unstoppable. The ember of your defiance ignites into a blaze, illuminating everything that once kept you small and confined. Your endurance has been preparation. Every struggle, every silent act of resilience, every moment of doubt has forged a strength that cannot be shaken. That strength is your weapon. That strength is your shield. It allows you to exist fully, to act decisively, to move forward with unflinching certainty that the life you desire is not only possible, it is already within you. The time for hesitation is gone. Every pause reinforces old narratives. Every delay strengthens the chains you are meant to break. Every act of courage, no matter how small, fractures the illusion. It turns fear into clarity, doubt into power, limitation into freedom. It is the lever that transforms endurance into triumph, potential into reality, survival into a life fully claimed. Step forward fully. Let the fire inside roar. Let every expectation, every judgment, every false definition burn away in its heat. Claim the life that has always been yours. Live untethered, unstoppable, undeniable. Let no one, no voice, no tradition ever convince you otherwise. This is your moment, your power, your life, and it is time to embrace it completely. The weight that has pressed against you for so long can no longer define your life. Every expectation, every judgment, every glance that made you feel less, every comment that implied your worth was conditional. These are not truths. They are chains, forged by others to contain what they could not understand. But you were never meant to be contained. You were never meant to be small. The fire that burns inside you has always been bigger than any measure imposed from the outside. It is relentless, unyielding, and ready to transform your life completely. Feel the urgency of your own power. Every moment spent doubting, hesitating, or shrinking under pressure is a moment surrendered to a life that is not yours. Every second that passes is a choice, to remain bound by someone else's rules, or to rise fully into the truth that has been waiting quietly for you all along. That truth is simple but profound. You are enough. You have always been enough. And the life you deserve is waiting for you to claim it, demanding that you stop apologizing for existing and start stepping boldly into your own authority. The stakes have never been higher. Every expectation you obey, every apology you offer for simply being, reinforces a world that would see you smaller, less visible, less alive. Every time you resist, every time you assert your worth, every time you refuse to shrink, you chip away at that illusion and reclaim a piece of yourself that has been denied for too long. The path forward is not gentle, it is not easy. But it is the only way to reach the life that is already within your grasp. Your resilience is not theoretical, it is real, tangible, forged by every hardship you have endured. That strength, that quiet defiance, has been preparing you for this very moment. It is what allows you to stand tall, to face resistance, to navigate judgment and expectation without flinching. It is what makes you unstoppable. And now, it is time to channel every ounce of it, to let the fire inside you blaze, to illuminate the truth that no one can erase. Your life is yours to define, and your worth cannot be questioned. Imagine what it would feel like to exist entirely on your own terms, to wake each day free from the weight of comparison, free from the need for approval, free from the invisible walls built by expectation, to make decisions based solely on your truth, to celebrate achievements for what they are, not how they are measured by others, to experience joy and peace that are unshakable because they are born from your own power. That life is not distant, it is not theoretical, it is here, waiting for your courage to meet it. Every act of courage, no matter how small, creates momentum. Every refusal to conform, every step taken toward your own truth compounds into an unstoppable force. Each choice strips away another layer of imposed limitation, until the life that once seemed impossible becomes tangible, undeniable, and yours. The ember within you has grown into a blaze capable of illuminating every shadow, burning away every false expectation, and leaving only the clarity of your own power. The world may resist. Expect it. Every voice that has ever questioned your value, every assumption about what you lack, every imposed standard will push back. Resistance is not a warning, it is proof. Proof that you are claiming territory that has always belonged to you. Proof that transformation is real. The fire inside you is not afraid, it does not shrink, it only grows stronger, more intense, more certain with every challenge. Do not wait. Every second you delay allows the chains of expectation to tighten. Every pause reinforces the narrative that your life is conditional, that your worth depends on someone else's measure. But action fractures that illusion. Each choice to assert yourself, each step into your power, each declaration that you are enough transforms fear into clarity, doubt into certainty, limitation into freedom. You become unstoppable. You become undeniable. You become the life you're always meant to live. Step fully into that life. Let the fire within roar. Let every expectation, every judgment, every false definition burn away. Claim your existence, claim your worth, claim your freedom. Your life cannot wait. The moment is now. You are unstoppable. You are unshakable. You are undeniable. And nothing can take that from you. The power to live fully, freely, unapologetically is yours. Every choice you make from this moment forward is a declaration, a refusal to be defined by anyone but yourself. Step forward, claim it, live it. Let the world witness a life finally, completely, unmistakably your own.